What up? What up? What up? It's the captain. Happy Sunday. Um, I usually do these like recordings or I talk to friends about like topics, kind of like self-help topics. So today I want to share, and I just kind of want to get this out there so folks can see it, almost like a Sunday sermon thing. Because even though I'm not a Christian anymore, if you've seen if you look at my channel, I hadn't been up here recently, but if you see some of my older videos, you'll see how I talk about when I left Christianity, part one, part two. But although I left Christianity, I got no love lost for the Bible. In fact, the Proverbs is like my favorite book in the Bible. So I'll often use scriptures like as references, like for life wisdom when it's applicable. It's not always applicable, but in this case, it is. So I had a thought yesterday as I was driving, and I came to this neighborhood, and I realized I didn't belong there. I was looking for an ATM, and there was a hotel. I think it was like a Wyndham Suites or something like that. And so I figured they have a hotel in the lobby, so I just pulled in real quick, and they did. But when I got in the parking lot, man, it was really sketchy. It was some characters in there. It was a guy, just kind of walking around pacing. He sat out and kind of sat over on the side and was smoking a cigarette and kind of looking like he was trying to see who I was. And when I went inside, there was a guy with a patch on his eye, just, kind of looking. Everybody looked like they were like in position, waiting for something. So, I went in there and I got my money and I left. But when I left, it occurred to me like, man, I didn't belong there, and they knew it. So it brought the scripture to mind from the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 7. And it says, as a bird that wanders from her nest, so is a man that wanders from his place. Now, if you've heard that scripture before, you've probably heard it in household, his family, like he's out of place. That's one way to look at it, but I think that's kind of like a restrictive interpretation. I like the way it says it's like a man who wanders from his place, because the word place opens up your mind to think about other ways that. So what is your place? We know that life is not a destination, it's a journey. But as you journey, there's stations, there are pit stops, there are phases that you go through where you stay for a while, but then you can overstay sometimes. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes when you're in a social setting or career setting or with friends and associates, you may be out of place. And when you're out of place, the people around you will let you know. Like if you're at work, I've had this experience before. You've been there for a while, you're really good at what you do. People respect what you do. And then you'll notice people may start to ask you questions like, what else do you do? Or here, and I've had this happen, and several times people say, well, I Googled you and I found this. And I'm thinking like, that's weird. You're just comfortable with telling me that you Googled me. But what it showed me was that when people looked at me and maybe how I presented myself at work and how I operated or whatever, they were thinking, this guy's got to be doing more than this, or he's out of place. Have you ever found yourself in that position? Because if you're in that position for too long, it can become frustrating. And if you're not careful, the place will push you out and start preaching. But think about Jonah. The scripture with Jonah, and Jonah was running from God, and I was trying to send him to Nineveh, to send a message. He didn't want to do it. Well, he jumped in a boat with a bunch of fishermen. Prophet. He didn't belong there. And when Jonah was out of place, he was a disruption to the environment. The normal cadence that they would experience was thrown off. And they all looked at him and they knew this guy's a problem. And they threw him out of the boat. Then it gets unrealistic with the fish swimming and all of that. We don't want to get into that. But Jonah was out of place and he caused disruption to his environment. So you got to realize that even if you're good at what you do, let's talk about the spiritual side. You might be good at what you do, but when you're out of place and people sense that you're out of place, it becomes a disturbance to the environment because unbeknownst to you, you're probably taking up too much space. It's like you become a shark in a fish tank. And it's uncomfortable for people because you're soaking up all the sunshine, all the accolades are coming towards you. So if you're not careful, people will begin to resent you. And it's not necessarily wrong that they do resent you because they're sensing that, listen, this thing is supposed to work. Like you're supposed to move on to your higher level and then create room for us to grow and shine. But when you overstay your welcome, you begin to soak up the accolades that should be going up and coming people. And it's disruptive. It disrupts the environment. And if you're not careful, the environment will spit you out. It'll get rid of you one way or another, right? But I won't get into that. But yeah, sometimes your vision, the vision that you have, is bigger than where you are now. And people can tell, they can feel it. It's in your energy, in your aura. And people are really trying to push you out, to push you to go to something bigger, better, higher. And you should oblige. You should do that. Start making your plan. Start making your exit strategy. Start taking the steps necessary to get to your next level and to where you're supposed to be. You'll be a lot happier when you get there. And you'll see that when you arrive, it's people who get you, people who understand you, people who are not frustrated with some of the ideas that you bring because you belong there. And you'll see that there's opportunity for growth. And, you can grow and become a shark in that fish tank, and then it's time to move on. It's the ebb and flow of life if you're trying to grow. But be careful not to get complacent, because if you get complacent and you're out of place, you'll become an eyesore. We don't want to go there. But anyway, if you're out of place, get in place. If you're where you're supposed to be, grow until you begin to feel like you're out of place. Make your exit plan, make a transition to the next. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all. Just a little insight, a little happy Sunday, a little Sunday sermon. So again, that was from the book of Proverbs 28:7. As a bird wanders from her nest, so is a man that wanders from his place. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're blessed. Have a good day. Happy Sunday. Peace.